Today I'm building Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. And we're going to go right into this build and we're going to build Darth Maul straight off the bat. And look at this guy. He's looking really awesome. Oh, my camera was trying to focus on my fingers and not him. And he has a double-sided lightsaber. I think that's what made him so cool, is that has kind of a new thing. And I remember watching the movie for the first time and I was like, oh, so cool, right? Okay, so this was released with all of the sets that came out over May the 4th. And it wasn't quite on my radar. I was trying to pick up some other ones and it was cool, but I don't know, there's so many Star Wars Lego sets that are made and it really has to kind of catch my eye before I want to pick it up. And this one didn't quite do that. I definitely eyed it, but I was like, well, maybe I'll wait. And then I kept seeing that online. I check a lot to kind of see what's happening and who's buying what, that kind of stuff on thelegostore.com. And this one just went on back order very quickly. And I was like, okay, definitely some interest. Kind of always exciting to see what sets kind of really take off. And then I saw that it was actually sold out and you can't even buy it online right now. I'm like, wow. And I have to be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly why. I don't know that if it's just that the ship is so prized. I can't remember if they previously made one of his ships, but I mean, is it the minifigs that are so popular? All right, we made his little bike hovercraft thing. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a proper name for this. I can see if I can fit him in here. I think that his hands go on the handlebars because there's nothing to attach the bottom of his pants to. Yeah, so he holds it and that's how he sits on it. There's no place for his saber. We're gonna tuck it back there. Okay. We'll put him over there. So I have to admit that I'm actually kind of surprised at how popular this set is. And I was at our local Lego store to actually pick up the Milky Way Galaxy artwork that came out. So excited about that. I cannot wait to build it. But I wanted to build this one first because I found it there. Sorry, that's where I was getting to. I found this set there. I guess they had just gotten in a bunch and I was like, I'm just going to pick it up. I really want to try to figure out why this set has taken off so much. What's so popular about it that people are wanting it. So kind of excited to see how this goes. Well, kind of excited is a bad way of saying it. I am excited to see, but I'm very curious because I'm not quite figuring it out yet. My gut tells me it's the minifigs. I think we're making little bombs or something that drops. I always do this. This goes first. Goodness. It's hard to put it in otherwise. I think these go in the ship from what it looks like on the box and then they drop in. Okay, let's do bag number 2. It looks like the ship is kind of simple. I'm hoping that there's actually some sort of area inside of it that's detailed. But it almost looked like it was pretty simple on the inside. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I hadn't initially been interested in it. I really love the collector's versions of ships that they do. But otherwise, if it's not going to be in that collector kind of style, I want to be able to have areas where, you can play in, that kind of stuff. So we're going to see what it has here. Oops. And try to figure out what is so popular about this set. It's very well could be as simple as it being Saw Gerrera in it. If you bought the set, please comment below and tell me why you purchased it, what it is that drew you to this set, because I'd love to know. Okay, make sure I'm doing that right. Make sure you put this long, darker gray one on versus this lighter one. Oops. Okay. Lots of pins with these ships. And lots of trying to figure out how to put them in the right hole. Let's see, that is supposed to have, okay, yeah, 2 empty ones there. I was afraid I'm going to put them in wrong. They're so hard to get out, put back in. Let me see here. I hope your week is going really well. We finally made it through. I'm going to flip this over. I think it goes right here. We finally made it through our kids' graduations. We had 2 of them. Life is drastically changing very quickly. It was so crazy beforehand, and now it's just done. Everything went really smoothly. So proud of everybody, but it is such an odd feeling. I all of a sudden have all this time on my hands because there was so much I was trying to do before. I was just barely, I feel like I was barely surviving. I'm gonna be honest, this part of the ships is not my favorite. Yeah, that's got to be correct. Okay. I always end up doing something wrong. Let's hope I don't do anything wrong this time. But I guess that means if I have time on my hands, I get to build more. And that can't possibly be a bad thing. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. I don't know if any of you people are keeping up with the June releases that are coming out. There are a lot. Okay, this is on this side. Wait a minute. Don't be hasty. This goes on here first. There we go. Okay. Something is, okay. Oh no, okay. I was confused. It goes there, and these 2 pink pieces actually do touch. So that was correct. All right. And then we have, oh, I see. We're just kind of building it up so it's symmetrical. Confusing me majorly. This goes into there. Okay, and let me guess. I have a, yeah, this is going to attach it all. I cannot believe how many sets they are releasing. I'm like, there's no way I can keep up. This is going to be fun. You somehow have to, okay, I'm barely going to put it in there. And then put it in there, and then it should be able to, okay. Don't put one side in completely. You'll never get the other side in. Okay, it looks like we have a pretty solid interior structure for the ship. What is this ship called? Of course, I said it at the beginning of the video. It's the Sith Infiltrator. It's not a really popular ship as far as in my memory, so I forget its name. I'm also really don't do a good job of remembering Star Wars ships' names unless they're ones that you see a lot or are very famous, so to speak, such as the Millennium Falcon. Or the Super Star Destroyer, which is my favorite. I am looking for... Oh, here we go. I was supposed to make 2 of these. Would you believe that I'm still trying to get around to watching the Star Wars movies? I've been wanting to do it since the beginning of May, and I have not had a chance yet. That is how busy I have been. But now, after months and months and months of waiting and waiting, they finally officially announced the release of Barger, a set that's coming out on June 1st. Oh, or at least for the insiders it is. I completely freaked out. Oh my goodness. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Just beside myself with excitement over that set. So now, of course, I'm like, forget Star Wars. I'm watching Lord of the Rings. But that's just horrible. What is this? Is this a new piece? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to figure that out. Look at this. I have never seen that piece before. It's like binoculars with a base to them. Kind of looks like a little robot head. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, we're going to build... Oh, we're going to attach this into here. I'm just making sure... Yeah, it goes in. I think it doesn't go into that first hole. I think it starts on the second one in. Yeah, that's correct. Now we're going to build another one. Okay. Well, with the way things work around here, I'm probably not going to get to any of the movies. I'm so busy. I still have enough going on that it's not completely boring around here. The rose garden needs tons of work, and let's see, the pets need constant care. It seems like where's another one of those fun doodads. Oh, I love this guy. Oh my goodness, that's really exciting. Okay, and this one's gonna go on the other side. Okay, they're gonna have us flip it over. Really want to make sure that that's correct. And flip it this way. Okay. We have this piece. It's got a printing on it versus a sticker. Lovely. And then they just put it on like this, and then they're putting it underneath there. So it's like that. We had so much company here for everything. So lovely to have family here. Really enjoyed it. But my puppy, he was good. But, you know, having so many people here and everything, it was pretty evident that that boy needs to have some serious training done. The thing is I actually have been waiting because I could tell that he just wasn't quite, his brain wasn't quite there. He just wouldn't register when you would say something. It was weird. My schnauzers are so smart. He just was struggling, so I was kind of waiting to see if maybe things would click in a little bit as he got older. And sure enough, I can see that he's registering. He's starting to understand. Oh, supposed to be paying attention to this. So he's ready. It's time for training. He's going into puppy boot camp because I think he thinks that he can get away with anything he wants. And it is time to teach that boy a few positive lessons. So we are going to be starting that up, which is going to keep me very busy. Doing all kinds of that. It's like I'm guessing the ramp that comes down. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to put some of this in. Could be a place for some guns. I put the my schnauzers through. Now they're not. They're telling me to put this in here, but they're not telling me which way this is supposed to go. But I'm assuming it can't go that way. So we're going to flip it to where it goes this way, and it attaches. Oops, I'm sorry. There we go. And I gotta get everything flipped right here. This is finicky. All right. And it goes right up all the way next to this light gray. Okay. I wonder what this is. Little moving thing they have. There's all kinds of things. I'm moving and jiggling. Okay. I put the schnauzers through some training with a personal or private trainer. So I feel confident that I can kind of get him behaved, but I'll tell you, if it doesn't work, he's going straight to a personal trainer himself so that he can be a good boy. All right, we've done with bag number 2. It was a little interesting. We're on to bag number 3. This is exciting. He's got a cape, Qui-Gon Jinn, that is. Actually, we have a couple things in here. Okay. Let's see what these are for. But I've never quite seen it's a poncho is what it would be, I suppose. Haven't quite seen that. Don't know what that one is yet. We'll put that there. Oh, forgot to open this bag. And I dumped it all out. Take care of that. All right. Put his body together. It's, instead of a hole, it just has a slit. That's new to me too. So it can kind of slide around there. I'm actually very excited about it having Qui-Gon Jinn in this set because, to be honest with you, I don't know if I have one of him. I might, but it would have been from a long time ago when all the sets were released, right after the movie was released. I like his hair. It reminds me of Bard in The Hobbit. His hair, and he gets his lightsaber. Let me see. We need a green blade. Can you still remember the moment when you watched the movie for the first time and he got taken down by Darth Maul? Stomach just dropped. All right, back to the ship. Let's see what we're doing here. I'm not quite sure. They're telling us to put him over here. Now, how in the world is that going to work? Well, I'm going to tell you how it's going to work. When I put this piece in right here, this 2x3 flat, well, now it's going to take me forever to get it off. Let me see here. Have a little bit of help. See if it'll come off. There you go. I put it in too far. It needs to come out and go there. So it has a spot for this new piece that we're putting in to go. Goodness. Let's correct it on this side. I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. There's no way for this to attach, but there is if you do it right. Surprise, surprise. All right, let's get another one of those. And he goes right there. All right. believe I'm taking my time and really trying here. There needs to be 2 of these. Kind of looks like the booster engines on the back. What am I looking for? Tell you what, those 2 graduations completely wore me out. It was exhausting. We had stuff here at the house, then we went up to the college, and it's on a nice, lovely hill. Always walking to something. It was a busy couple days. Now let me see here for a second. I'm going to double check that I'm putting, yep, okay. Just making sure that we're putting this on the right spot. Goes down here. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to recover from it all. I wanted to build this yesterday, but the last of the family left, and I was just depressed enough that I just was like, nope. Gonna take a day off and then get onto it as soon as I can the next day. And here we are. Feels good to be back building again, though. I miss it when I have to take a break. I love building with you. Checking out all these new and cool sets that are being released. All right. I mean, it is looking really cool. Let me see here. We gotta do this. This could be a bit tricky. Let's see what we got. I'm going to... They have this lovely gauge on the instructions that you can put to make sure you got it in the right spot. That is a good idea to use, because otherwise it's a bit of a guesswork as to exactly where they want it underneath there. So very nice. This is going to go, oops, not on top of that black, but right beside it. Okay. So this thing is still just flopping around. It's kind of annoying me. Okay. We will just hold it there as best we can. To work down here. I actually got rid of quite a few of the sets that came out when this time, during the time that these movies came out, you know, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and stuff. We moved, and oh goodness, at the time I was just so busy working to raise the kids that I just didn't think that I would necessarily need them, so we ended up getting rid of them. We had the Death Star, the first one that they made. It had no interior or anything. It was just kind of the outer structure. And, you know, I think I would really be kicking myself that we did that, but we ended up giving it to a friend that Matt knew that collected them. He was so excited to get it that I know it went to a good home, and that makes it okay. But then I never did get the next Death Star that they did that had all of the little scenes in it, and oh, really wishing I could have gotten that one. So here is hoping they release another one and I can pick it up and keep that one. This goes all the way up here, snug as a bug into those corner pieces. Whole bunch of these. Okay, 8 of these, and they're going to line all up. So 4 on each side. ships is definitely not what I gravitate towards. Oh, they seem a little, I don't know, that complicated. This thing is still moving. All right. Nope, let's keep it flip back over. But this one is looking really cool. Oh, a green one over here. I just wish I had a better way of displaying them. I'd love to have, scenes for each one of them. There used to be a state museum in Colorado, the Colorado State Museum, History Museum, excuse me, Colorado History Museum, that we used to go to when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure that these are going inside the rods to put that piece right evenly. It really looks that way, so I'm hoping I'm right about that. I loved that museum so much. I could have just been in there for hours, and they would have all of these scenes with these little, as miniatures, and they'd have a whole scene, the gold rush, or, the wagon trains coming in, or just all kinds of different scenes. I just thought they were the most mesmerizing thing. I think I would have really enjoyed having a job that just built those. But now what I'd love to do is actually build them with Lego bricks. And wouldn't it be amazing if you could build one of those scenes for every single one of these ships? So you could have, you could actually put it in sand. So you would make it to where the environment around it was not necessarily built out of bricks. It could actually be built out of, I'm trying to figure out where this goes. Real stuff, real sand, and real plant life, or at least something that looks very much like real plant life. Wouldn't that be exciting? But that would take a lot of area. I don't think I can really spare that kind of area in my house. We're trying to figure out where in the world to just put build our first city. I still haven't quite figured that out. I'm going to make sure it looks right. I'm a little nervous. I feel like I did something wrong there, but I don't think so. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. I need to get a house that has a huge basement that I could just do that kind of stuff in and set up. Scenes, let's see what. That is correct. And then when I flip it over, it confuses me. I think it's supposed to go. Is it supposed to go on top of this one or beside this one? Oh no, okay. It does come over here. It just has one. That confused me. I don't know how I did the first one fine, and then the second one threw me for a loop, but it did. I really feel like I have done something here, but I can't figure out what it is that I've done. Let me check something. I did do something. Watch this. Without even thinking about it, I did it right the first time and then messed it up on the second one. Well, now they're stuck together. Okay. These two pieces are not the same. One of them is wider than the other. And I don't know if I've seen this piece. Out of all the pieces I have sorted, I do not remember that piece. So far, there are two pieces in here that are new to me. So there you go. Now we're very glad that we picked up this set. And when you do it that way, it fits properly. And then you can put this one on. Now it's messed up again. That's because it's supposed to go down here. That one confused me so much. Oh, goodness. Sometimes I think I've gone a little bonkers. I got rattled when I couldn't figure out the first one, and then when it came time to put this one on, I was trying to put it on the top, which that wasn't going to work. Alright, I think this goes over this. This goes here. The only thing I can say is hopefully in the end I figure these things out. Okay. Alright, we'll move on to bag number 4. There are 7 bags total in this set, but they're pretty small. I'm going through them pretty quickly. Bringing in pink and green. Interesting color. Wasn't quite expecting that. Right, well, let's see. I don't want to mess this up. We need to. A couple of these are going up here on both sides. And then you've got these little bitty ones that go down here. Okay. Make this little tent shape up there. You definitely don't want to take these down after they've been built. They really start to make this thing very solid. Now we get a bright orange piece. They are not being shy with their colors here, which is fun. Otherwise, they would be working with a lot of gray. A lot of gray. Nope, not that one. I'm a little bit confused because, oh no, okay. Yeah, that's where his control is. I thought we had buried it, but we hadn't. I'm looking for these pieces. Okay. And they go up there. I think we're starting to build the outer features, but I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit confused about where he is sitting, where he's going to sit. There's just a giant hole. That should be fun to see what they do there. Okay, we need these little... I wonder what these pieces are called. I don't even know what to call them. They use them as the base for the candles a lot of times. And they're very useful for all kinds of things. You're seeing them a lot in sets now. Okay, I'm going to put this down because they want us to put a couple of these together. And then I believe they're going on the inside here, facing inward. I think so, and then this goes up here. This ship has me very confused as to where the minifig's going in it. Oh, this is a fun piece. Now, it seems, well, if I can find the fun piece. Where are you? Oh, looky there. He was a silver. I was looking for a lighter gray because that's what it looks like on the instructions, but I think they were just trying to point out that it was like a metallic feel to it. There's the other one. Okay, we're supposed to make 2 of these. Put these little, whatever they're called, in there. Okay. And then those pieces we were just talking about, we'll grab onto this claw hand here. There we go. We are covering up our control thing here pretty well. At least if we're confused, when we finally figure it out, it'll be really exciting. Okay, now I have seen these pieces before. They are, let me make sure I'm putting that in the right spot. For some reason I was thinking it's wrong. They're a much sharper, would be maybe a word can use. The angle is much a sharper angle. And they are definitely new from what I can tell, or newer, but I have seen them before, or something very similar to them. Let's get some quarter circles in here for some accent pieces. Okay. They're just kind of putting all kinds of fun accessories. There's more detail going in than I thought would be going in for a ship this size and maybe the price, but they want us to put it on the other side too. Okay. Like so. Oh, he doesn't want to go in. There you go. And then that goes in front of that. On each side. Like, okay. Let's think this through. Let's be analytical for a moment. If he comes into his ship through the ramp, how can you see? There's the ramp. If he comes into it and he comes up, how in the world is he going to get over here to his control panel? Now this one's going to bug me until we figure it out, but I have a feeling, trying to figure out what I've done wrong here, that we may not get the answer that we want. We may have to use our imagination of how he gets there. Okay, now we're going to use these pieces. And they're going to go in up here. Next to those curved dark grays, but we need... Wait a minute. We've thrown ourselves here for a bit of a loop. This is going to have to go over here because we need to put down a smooth one square and then another of the light gray of those angled pieces. Totally missed that. At least we caught it quickly. Now that's how it's supposed to look. Let's see. Oh, okay. I assumed that it was going to be symmetrical, and then I turned the page. I just did them both, but I was correct. So we already took care of the next page too. Okay. Not a clue what this is. But we will see soon, I'm sure. We haven't gotten to Saul Guerrero yet. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, no. That wasn't supposed to go on there. I don't know why I saw that in my head. Oh, no, now they're stuck. Okay, just a second. That took a minute to get off. This goes on top of there, and then this attaches to there. Wow, I must be more tired than I thought. I'm seeing things. Here we go. And I'm going to do 2 of those. So I put this piece, orange piece underneath. That is a really cool orange. It's not, it almost feels like it's a little bit different from what I'm used to. It almost reminds me of a red orange. I love red orange coloring. Okay, and then this goes up here on top of this thing, I believe. Very, very interesting because you've got this pink thing under here that's kind of still moving around. Okay, let me see here. We've got that in, but they're going to put these pieces on the other side, on each side. Complicated little build, isn't it? Could almost be frustrating me slightly. Isn't that funny? Poor ship, it didn't even do anything to me. Okay, now we're going to build out. That's actually pretty cool, the way that just sloped down. All right. I wonder if that piece under there was that those pink pieces were kind of jiggling, so this can actually have a slope to it. Okay. I'm going to build up the sides, I think, a little bit with some T-slopes. Oops. Okay. And one more. There we go. And then we're going to put that up here. Oops. Okay. Let me guess. Yep. We'll build another one. Just going to do the reverse side of it. There's probably not very many ships that you would build that you weren't building symmetrical. Depending on how big the ship is, that could become a little bit tedious and redundant. Oh goodness, okay, I'm going to pull these out and put this guy up closer here because they want us to put 8 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and, whoops, show you what I just did. It needs to be where it's right underneath of that darker gray one, so it's overhanging that smooth one. I'll go ahead and put the rest of these back ones in. And that way it does stick out one spacing further out than the dark ones above it. Okay, we're going to flip him over because it looks like we're going to do some landing gear. Okay, that did not want to go in. Okay. And they say to make 2 of these, so that is what we will do. Okay, now they have it facing this way and going into those pins there that were left. Okay, and they actually want us to fold them down into there. There you go. And we're all ready for bag number 5. We have our third meal pick of the day. Little Anakin Skywalker. He's got a really cute face, doesn't he? Oh, he's got 2 sides. A nice thick head of hair. Very stylish. Well, let me see what in the world we are going to do next. This looks a little funky. Okay. Straight off the bat, there we go. We got a lot of great pieces going in here. Throwing us for a minute. Okay, that's correct. For some reason I thought I did that wrong. When I start doing things wrong on a set, then I get a little punchy and I keep thinking, you know, oh, you messed it up. Oh, you messed it up. A little bit more nervous. I think it's because I don't want to get to the end of it and then something that's supposed to move or something doesn't work right. And it was like a mistake I had made a while ago. Where are you? There you are. You have to tear the whole thing back down. There we go. That goes on top of that. And then we put these little... It's almost like we're still working on some landing gear. Maybe just a bigger portion of it. Maybe the back legs for the ship. There we go. Not at all. We are up front. That goes in there. How was I wrong? I guess you can, when it comes up, you can open up the ship a little bit. It would have been cool landing gear. Because surely it has to have something on the bottom. Those two couldn't hold it up by themselves. But they flipped us around and we're working on something different now. Keeping us on our toes. Let's see here. We need them to go the angle to face outward. So there and there. Oh, step down. There we go. What in the world are we doing here? There is a lot of little stuff going on the outside of this thing. A lot of detail. I didn't know how difficult this set was going to end up being, if it was going to be one that went together real quickly or if it was going to be a little bit more tedious, and he is wanting to be a little bit more tedious. It's very wrong. I was going to hook it into these hooks up here, but he doesn't. He goes over here on top of that. And we're going to build reverse for the other side. Let's see here. Well. Here we go. Had to struggle finding that piece. And then it goes right over here. I'm telling you. He is a complicated little ship. If you've been following my stories of my rose garden, I had another fiasco that I had to deal with. It's been raining quite a bit, and the more it rains, the more the rose bushes droop down. It gets all wet on the tops of the flowers and everything. It just starts drooping and drooping, and I'm thinking, something is very wrong. And then I would drive around, when I was out driving around, and I would see this same kind of things happening where you have these tall, spindly rose bushes, and they don't have leaves on the bottom. They just keep growing taller and taller, and the leaves and flowers are just on the top. Like, what in the world? I thought they were supposed to be a rose bush, not rose sprigs. Well, there's only one thing to do. Research away. So I researched, and guess what? I've been pruning them wrong because they were getting very top heavy. They weren't quite as spindly as some of the ones I had seen out in town, but they were very top heavy, and that was causing them to not be able to hold up on their weight. This little piece is going to go right here. I believe I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't supposed to overhang here, but it doesn't appear that way from the book. And we're going to do the other side. So did some research, realized what I was doing wrong, and my mom was here, and we went outside and we started working with them, and my dad was here, of course, and he started to they got, him and my daughter got some bamboo stakes, and they started staking them up, and we started to try to work on improving the pruning situation, doing it right with what's there now. I didn't want to put too much strain on them, but we do have them looking better. They'll need a good solid pruning in the fall, but right now we're going to just kind of try to trim the flower, deadhead the flowers off appropriately and see if we can get a little bit of a headway without stressing the plant too much. Always, always, always learning something new. I figure it's probably better to get in there and do something, even if you make mistakes, because you can learn through your mistakes. Flip this around. And the more you learn, the smarter you'll get, the better you'll be able to improve things in the future. But if you never went out there and did anything, then you would never learn. You would never grow. Can't be afraid to mess up. It's better to try, mess up, and learn than it is to just give up or not do it at all. So that's what we're doing out there. They're blooming beautiful. We've got lots of buds, lots of flowers. It's looking fabulous. Very proud of it, even though it's definitely a beginner's rose garden. That is okay. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? They just put these here. Said to open them up just a little bit. Be interesting to see if it's just for show or if they're gonna use that ability later on to attach something. Stack up some plates on top of those. I want these to go this way, but they're leaving it lower down, right next to the inside. Okay, they're gonna attach something to these points right here. We're gonna do one and then we'll make the reverse of it. Because I think that they'll end up being slightly different so that they look symmetrical. See, that's kind of jiggly. This here, oops, and then this one here. No, I take that back. Have the angle pointing or facing outwards. Okay, and then this goes on this side, yeah, because it's with the angle piece there. They're going to be slightly different so that they can be seal that up. So I'll flip it around here. I had to time going out into the garden correctly, though it's not gotten too hot here, but it's going to. And I don't do as well in the heat as I probably would like to, so I go out early in the mornings and then I go out in the evenings. The evenings are my favorite time to get outside because the mornings are fine, but the dew makes everything wet. I don't love that quite as much. Okay. Now they're going to have us work in here. And we're going to put these things in those spots that were just kind of lower than the rest. And then these little double wide cheese slopes go on this side right here. I'm going to say that I definitely was concerned that this would maybe not be the coolest ship. But he is actually, I don't think he's going to have a lot of interior or anything super cool inside of him. It's going to be more for show probably than anything. But it's a very nice looking ship. I like it. This time we are going to flip it over. I was hasty last time and thought we were. There are a lot of pieces. This back and one more. A lot of pieces left. I have a feeling this ship is going to be way more detailed than I thought it was. Okay, it goes on that one. Build up the bottom a little bit here. As soon as I think we're getting closer to the end of it, it's like, nope. We're going to build it up even more. Can't seem to remember. I don't believe we ever see much of the inside of this ship. Because it's really not in the movie for very long. And I'm trying to remember if it's in any other movie or TV episode. But I don't think so, because he doesn't make it too long. In the movie. Okay, this is interesting. We're going to need this piece. And I built something that looks like it's sliding in. So this will be fun. See what this is going to do. Oops. Piece is trying to leave. Doesn't want to slide in. Okay. They're saying to put it in there. And it just kind of slides in there. And then they want us to secure something with the piece of missing. At least my eyes aren't picking it up. Wait, there you are. It's this piece. Put that there. So it doesn't move much, just a teeny tiny bit. Okay. There's got a lot going on in this guy. I love these little soft rubber pieces. They're fun to work with. Okay. I flip this over. Wait a minute. I had that on the wrong side. The black rubber piece goes out so that this piece can go there. Let's see, another one of these. Okay. Now we're going to put it in. And it looks like, okay, this could be a slight bit of sneaky. They want us to smush this. And then those 3 studs are going to fit into these 3 rods on each side. So you got to squish the rubber thing so you can fit them down. It looks all smushed in the picture. And sure enough, it's smushed there. Which is really adorable. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is amazing. If our ship is right side up and I pull on this little slidey piece, see that? Our ramp comes down. If I push this up, pull back again, it just is sticking out enough, just a little bit of movement, that it holds that in place. That piece has been annoying me. I haven't seen it done like that before. And that rubber piece has given us the gift to move it back and forth. Genius. Very impressed. I am growing more and more impressed with this ship. But you know, that's actually unfortunate, because I wouldn't have necessarily purchased this set except for the fact that I was like trying to figure out what in the world everybody was so enthralled with it about, because I don't feel like that the advertisements, even the box or anything really gives it justice to what it actually has ended up becoming. It's very designed in a very technical and very neat way. It's a very well-designed ship is probably what I'm trying to say. And definitely worth being able to build and see what the designer did with it, but you wouldn't necessarily be thinking that when you saw it. And that's the unfortunate part, because then you might miss out on it. Of course, I absolutely love to build and be able to see those different techniques that are used and that kind of stuff. It's not just about the whatever the set is or what it is. It's also a lot about being able to kind of see what the designers are doing and the new techniques and stuff. And so this one would have just been completely off my radar. And so now I'm really, really happy that I got curious and picked it up, because a lot of very cool things happening in this. Okay, now where in the world are they putting these? They've got 2 of them. And it looks like we're going to put them in. Well, that's not going to work very well. You want to know why? Because these little round pieces I put in too far. So let's shift these down. Goodness. Sometimes I find that the instruction, they are definitely not the one, the book is not at fault. It is definitely me at fault here. But I find it sometimes hard to identify exactly where a piece is supposed to go. I mean, it's there if you took the time to probably count and be a little bit meticulous. But sometimes it's kind of would be nice if it was, I don't know, maybe a little bit clearer. But considering what the instructions were when I grew up, I mean, we weren't told what pieces to use for each step. We had to look at the picture and be able to figure out exactly, spot the difference kind of thing. We had to work for our sets. They've made them much easier to be able to figure out what you're doing. That being said, the sets were also simpler back then. I mean, can you imagine some of the sets that they have out there now and trying to figure it out? Because they're building on such a more complicated level. It's just unbelievable what's being built. See, there's a little part here that's a little different. Let's see, we need one of these. Oops. Okay. No, that way. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. That curve won't go in that way. I wonder what this is. Yeah, it almost looks like a little seat. Oh, I think I finally found out where he's going to sit. I've been waiting for this, It's been slightly stressing me out. How is he supposed to fly his ship if he has nowhere to sit? The funniest things will stress me out. Rather silly, if you ask me. Okay. Oops, there you go. It has to go in there. But let's see where it's going to attach to. Oh, it's actually going to hook on. It's going to snap into all of those points. So some here, and some here. Make sure you push it down. Well, all the way around. There's his little seat. Now I am going to be fussy here though, because what's the point in having this come out if he can only come up into this tiny little area and he can't even get to there? I would think you just have this part and just don't require that part to open up. But it was really cool the way they did that. So. We'll try not to fuss about it. Okay, they want us to move these up. I'm not sure why they say to move those up, but they want us to. But then they want us to go back over here and work on something. All right. In front of those. Oh, he doesn't have back landing gear because this part is actually the same height as his little feet that come, his front feet that come out. And so the ship actually can stand up just like that on its own. Kind of a better height if you do that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, we're gonna need these pieces. Where in the world? Oh, he's gonna fit into. Remember, I told you they might connect something there. Okay. For just one side. I'm not doing anything with the other side yet. We need a 4 long. Let's see here. How do you go on these circles sometimes? Here we go. Okay. I don't know if it's supposed to overhang that much though. No, he's not. We need to bring him up and attach him completely. Sometimes it's easier if you work from the top versus the bottom. I wonder what this is. This has been a very interesting build. A lot of unexpected. Oh, snap in there. I'm very happy I picked it up for all of those design features. There's some things that are a little off, but this one is wanting to be fussy. Okay. We're going to flip it over and put this little smooth part down. You know what I've noticed? There's no stickers to this set. Which I kind of checked. I didn't see any when I brought everything out of the bag. But it wasn't in the book. Okay, we're going to flip this upside down. We're going to hook it in here. So then it closes up. So, oh, maybe that's another ramp. Okay. He gets in that way. I did that right, correct? And then he's gonna go. Okay. Now, I think he needs to go one more. There we go. Make it even across there. Trying to make sure. There's a lot going on. And this nice piece, this is a beautiful printed piece. But this little bright yellow thing, and then that goes on the top. Okay, now what in the world? Okay, I was like, I really hope that I didn't miss something, but I didn't. There was one more page. And this is going to go here. Really sealing everything up, aren't we? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay, now watch this. This comes up like this, and then pull these things in. Oh, let's pull them in a little bit closer before. Kind of seals it up there, doesn't it? I'm kind of feeling like it should seal up a little bit more, but it can't really. I guess that's what it does. Okay. All right, last bag. So this is Saul Guerrera's cape. Of course, I should have thought of that before. Wow, he's got some detailed printing on him, doesn't he? He's got, all right, a very detailed kind of thick shoulder armor that's going on here. It's really cool how they're putting these sets, or these special minifigs. This is it's got almost a softer feel to the plastic, his hair, than the other ones. I was so sad when this character didn't make it in Rogue One. Okay. He's got a nice cape. I like that. So he's a really cool character. It's really nice to have. All right, let's put him back there. Oh, actually, he gets to actually build up and have a special stand like Fives did. He gets to sit up here. And I'm not sure why they have this piece. And they, the instructions, they just have you put it in front of it. So I'm not quite sure why there's that extra piece. I think the other one had it too. And I don't have a clue. If you know, comment and let me know. Because I'm curious about that. Now I'm back to wanting to watch Star Wars. I'm like, oh, I should watch Rogue One. That one's sad. I'm not one of the people who really love watching sad movies. I know some people enjoy it more than others, but I find there's enough sad things in just our normal day-to-day life. You don't always want to have to then watch it. But it's such a good movie. They did such an amazing job on it. Let's see, got a little roller skate up there. Let's flip it over and we're going to put these blue ones into those two middle ones, and they want us to make 2 of these. Okay, let me see. Make sure it started on page. Yeah, okay. I didn't have 3 pages to it. Not a clue what these are. Not a clue. There you are, they're hiding. Well, now I have lost those little, here they are. They're just this dark enough gray that they're kind of missing. My eyes are missing them. Oops. Bet everybody's in big plans trying to figure out summer trips, and I think we're gonna just stay put for a lot of this summer. Okay, let me see. They are gonna go on the outsides like this, so it looks like this front kind of almost a bumper on the roller skate goes towards the front. Oops, that is not how it goes on. Had a horrible angle there. Let's see. There we go. You got them on both sides now. We've got another thing that says to do it twice. So we're obviously working on beefing up the outside. What ship would you like to see them build? No, wait a minute. Make sure you get this smaller, skinnier version of that, or we'll make the same mistake that I made last time. There's so many ships, but it'd be fun to see. Okay, this one's going to go up there. And then we're going to build the same thing, and it's going to go on the bottom. Because they're the exact same. It wouldn't look right if they were put in the same spot on each side. So. I'd like to see some more of the speeder bikes that are in the different towns and such be built up. And I sure would love to have some of those buildings in Naboo built. Okay, now that, like I said, this one's going to go underneath down here. Okay. And then I have to bring him in more when he's sitting down there. Let me guess. We're going to build the opposite of what we just built so that they can go in the other two parts. At least we'll get faster each time. I know exactly what to do. I can't imagine having to actually pick. I'm just going to go ahead and make the second one, and then we'll pop them both on at the same time. Have to pick what you're going to design and put out for sale, because there'd be so many options off of this and Lord of the Rings, and that would be hard. Okay, all right. I thought this bag would actually take longer to build, but because it was mostly just these angled pieces, okay, we're going to have to flip it over here and put this down here. There we go. It's like, I don't feel like that's on there very secure. Okay, now they have us. Remember when we put in those? Okay, here they are. We built them a long time ago. You see in there the spots for these to go in. Now the real question is, though, how do they shoot out? And I have a feeling, I'm going to see if I'm going to be right here. Those pink pieces that kind of wobbled, and this thing pushed down on them. I'm going to try to catch them here if they shoot out. I'm going to push down on that and see if we're right. Yep. Okay, so the pink pieces in there are what pushes on these. It gives them the pressure they need to shoot out. Oh, everything had a purpose. Very neat design. Very, very cool. Okay. Well, there you go. We have our extra minifig. We have all of the minifigs from the scene here. Let me double check something. Yep. Okay. So here you go. Sometimes I feel foolish, and this might be one of those times. This isn't how you get into the ship. This is truly the only way into the ship. This is where the bombs go. And that little door isn't a ramp at all. I'm going to push it, pull it open. That's how he drops his bombs. So there you go, see? The designers knew. I was just not tracking on that one at all. I was like, wait a minute, where are we supposed to put those things? Oh. So one entrance into the ship, we have our weapons compartment there. A lot of interaction actually with this ship. So it's actually super cool. So I learned a good lesson. I judged the ship when I shouldn't have, and I'm glad I got it. That was fun. I hope you had a great time, and I'll see you again soon.